Namaskar. Hello everyone. RVD here and a very warm welcome to my YouTube channel. So we're going ahead with the next video of my playlist, a course on C programming. So uh, in this particular video, we will be looking at the programming example of a switch case control structure. In the previous video, we had seen a similar program using if-else ladder, and I'm purposely taking the same, a very small and sweet example for switch case as well, so we'll be able to compare how exactly we can work in both the control structures. Don't worry, we'll be going ahead with many more problems and programs using if-else ladder as well as using switch case. If you remember in my previous videos, I did tell you that we'll go up to a level where we'll be able to understand that in which scenario your if-else ladder would be better and in which scenario your switch case will be better. But this is just a beginning, and the purpose behind keeping the problem very simple is to focus on understanding how to use switch case. So I've kept the problem same. As I said, we have to accept 1, 2 or 3 and we have to display it in words. Okay, so I've kept the initial part same, which was already used in the earlier program. A very well suited message, enter an integer out of 1, 2, 3, and that is being taken. Now we have taken that integer in A, so that will be our switching expression. So switch A. Okay, now the possible values of A that we are anticipating is 1, 2 or 3. So let us have case 1. Case is a keyword, and after that we have to make use of some label. So my first label here is 1. Now it is an integer because this switch expression, what we have A, is an integer. Okay, we'll also see some programs where we will be having a character expression. So your case labels will be character. Okay, we'll see such programs also later on. So case 1 is simple. We simply have to print that in words. So that's it. Let me not put break first. Okay, I've already explained you theoretically the concept of fall through, but currently I'll be showing you in a practical manner that how fall through happens. Even though right now in this program I'll not be able to show you the advantage of fall through, even that will be shown in further programs. But currently let us experience that. The fall through happens and then break is used to stop the fall through. Okay, so case 2, you have printf, you will be putting 2 in words. Then we'll have case 3, and that will obviously print THREE. Okay, so currently let us go ahead only with this and see the effect of this, and then step by step we'll try to add up the things. So let me compile, it gets compiled properly. Now imagine if I only put 3, it's going to print 3 and I don't find any problem at all because that was anyways the last case. But try putting 2. So now 1 won't match, 2 will match, but after 2 there is no break, so it's going to also print 3 along with 2. And see, this is the evidence of your fall through concept. We can imagine what will happen if at all I put 1. It's going to execute all possible cases, that is 1, 2, 3. And that's what is the problem that we face because of the absence of break. Okay, here fall through is causing a problem, so we can obviously solve it and we can get rid of the fall through by putting the break statement. Okay, currently I already told you that the last case we did not have break. Okay, currently case 3 is the last case, so now the things are going to work properly, but still there'll be one problem we'll discuss. So if I put 3, yes, it prints 3. If I put 2, it only prints 2 because after that we have a break statement. It will force the control to come out of the switch block. And if I put 1, it will be only 1. Okay, even though each case has got 2 statements, okay, almost except the last one, we do not have the concept of braces here. Okay, because each case, unless we start with the next case, is considered as a group of statement. It may be 1 or it may be many. There is no concept of block there. Block is only for switch, and that's the reason your break will not come out of that case, but it will come out of the switch completely. Okay, now the problem that I was talking about is if at all I miss the required input. If I put any other input, it prints nothing and it comes out. Now it prints nothing for a very simple reason that it doesn't match with any of the label. But in such case, isn't it, it'll be good to display a message which is explaining the error. So default, I would say printf invalid input. Okay, and now your case 3 is not the last case, so you know it will also need break. Otherwise, after printing 3, it will fall through to print invalid input. But now it will not happen that way. So, okay, there's a typing mistake. It rightly shows the error as well. So let me save and compile again. Okay, it gets compiled. Execute. Now if I put anything other than the required input, it puts invalid input, and it doesn't hamper the proper cases. It'll get executed still in a proper way. Okay, only if you try to put anything which is out of the range, it will say invalid input. So you can clearly see how we can do the same program using switch case. So the way the control flows internally is already same. You can see that with my explanation in the previous videos about the flow of control of if-else ladder and of switch case. Only implementation wise, C programming has given you two different constructs. Okay, so with this we had introduced if-else ladder as well as switch case. Now we will be doing some mixed programs where somewhere we'll use if-else ladder, somewhere we'll use switch case. We'll experience the comfort that we get by using a particular type of control structure, and then we will be in a position to decide that in which scenario if-else will be better or if-else ladder would be better, and in which scenario switch case would be better. Okay, so that's what we are aiming at. But the current video was about programming example of switch case, and that we have done it successfully. So that's it for the current video. Thank you and a very happy learning.